Have you ever felt the weight of the years settling in? Not just on your shoulders, but maybe on your spirit too? It's completely natural to reflect as the decades accumulate, to ponder choices made and paths taken. There's wisdom in that reflection, but sometimes unwanted habits can creep in. Today, let's talk about shedding some of that unnecessary weight. We're exploring what truly confident men over 60 consciously choose not to do. It's about refining the man you are, letting go of the old to embrace the best of what's to come. It's a journey toward a lighter, more powerful presence in the world. Think about the men you know who carry themselves with quiet strength, with an inner peace that seems unshakable. They aren't defined by past regrets or future anxieties. They inhabit the present with a certain grace. What sets them apart? One thing you'll rarely see a truly confident man over 60 doing is dwelling in self-pity. Self-pity is a sticky trap. It keeps you focused on what's gone wrong, on perceived injustices, on the why me narrative. It's understandable. Life throws curveballs at every age, and certainly by 60, you've seen your share. Health changes, loss of loved ones, career shifts, the world feels faster, less familiar. It's easy to feel like a victim of circumstance. But confidence at this age isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging reality without letting it dismantle your spirit. It's about recognizing challenges, yes, but refusing to let them shrink you. Confident men over 60 understand that focusing on self-pity drains energy. It builds walls instead of bridges. It makes you less approachable, less enjoyable to be around. More importantly, it keeps you stuck. What do they do instead? They practice acceptance. Not resignation, mind you. Acceptance. They accept the changes that come with age, the physical shifts, the different role in the family or community. They accept that life isn't always fair. This acceptance is freeing. It allows them to move forward, to adapt. They also cultivate gratitude. They shift their focus from what's missing to what remains. The sun on their face, a good cup of coffee, a shared laugh with a friend, a memory that brings a smile. Gratitude isn't a naive ignoring of difficulty. It's a powerful lens that highlights the good, even amidst the bad. It's a quiet strength that says, despite everything, there is still beauty. There is still value. This leads to resilience. When you're not bogged down by self-pity, you have more capacity to bounce back, to find solutions, to keep moving. Confident men over 60 have built resilience through decades of navigating life's ups and downs. They trust their ability to handle what comes. They know they've survived before, and they can survive again. They see themselves as capable, not helpless. Comment 1 if you think this topic is worth discussing, or 0 if you think it's not that important. Another habit they steer clear of? Gossip. Gossip. It's a common human tendency, isn't it? Discussing others. Sometimes with a critical edge. Sometimes just for sport. It can feel like a way to connect, to share information. But gossip is often rooted in insecurity, in a need to feel superior, or simply a lack of something more meaningful to discuss. Confident men over 60 understand that gossip is small. It's petty. It diminishes both the speaker and the subject. It creates a negative atmosphere. It erodes trust. If you're willing to speak ill of someone to me, you're likely willing to speak ill of me to someone else. They see through that. What do they replace gossip with? Constructive conversation. They talk about ideas, about experiences, about things that matter. They share wisdom. They listen more than they speak, often. When they do talk about others, it's usually with respect or genuine concern, not judgment. They focus on their own lives, their own growth, their own contributions. Their energy isn't spent dissecting the flaws of others. It's invested in building their own world, in pursuing their own interests, in nurturing their own relationships. This inward focus, not in a selfish way, but in a self-respecting way, leaves little room for the negativity of gossip. Think about the men you admire at this stage of life. Are they the ones whispering criticisms? Or are they the ones engaging in thoughtful dialogue? Sharing stories of their past, perhaps, but not in a way that tears others down. They understand that lifting others up, or at least not pulling them down, is a sign of true strength. Are you with me? Type 2 in the comments to let me know you're still watching. The third toxic habit confident men over 60 avoid is avoidance. Avoidance of difficult conversations. Avoidance of uncomfortable truths. Avoidance of confronting problems. It's easy to want to smooth things over, to hope issues will just disappear. especially when you've reached a certain age, perhaps feeling you've earned the right to a little peace and quiet. But avoidance doesn't make problems go away. It lets them fester. It creates distance in relationships. It allows small issues to become large ones. It's a form of passive disengagement. And disengagement, while sometimes necessary for rest, as a constant state, can lead to stagnation. Confident men over 60 face things. Not always with gusto, perhaps, but with a quiet resolve. If there's a difficult conversation needed, they approach it directly, but calmly. They state their truth without aggression. They listen. They seek understanding. They know that clearing the air, while uncomfortable in the moment, prevents long-term resentment and misunderstanding. Have you ever tried to have a difficult conversation instead of avoiding it? Share your thoughts in the comments. They confront uncomfortable truths about themselves, too. They acknowledge their mistakes, their limitations. This isn't easy at any age, and perhaps even harder when you've built an identity over many years. But this self-awareness is key to continued growth, to authenticity. They aren't afraid to say, "I was wrong," or "I don't know." This vulnerability is not weakness. It's a profound strength. They also engage with the present moment. They don't avoid the reality of their current life. The changes, the challenges, the opportunities. They are present, engaged. They participate in their own lives. They make choices. They take action. They don't simply let life happen to them. They happen with life. They surf the waves. They don't hide from the ocean. Think of a wise elder you know. Do they seem disconnected? Or are they fully present when you speak with them? Do they shy away from difficult topics? Or do they approach them with thoughtful consideration? Their presence is a form of non-avoidance, a willingness to be here now with whatever arises. So we have self-pity, gossip, and avoidance. 3 significant drains on confidence and well-being. Confident men over 60 have, often through trial and error, learned to recognize these patterns and consciously choose a different path. They choose acceptance over complaint, gratitude over dwelling on lack, resilience over feeling victimized. They choose constructive conversation over gossip, focus on self-improvement over criticizing others, building their own life over tearing down others. They choose facing challenges over avoidance, truth over comfortable denial, presence and engagement over passive disengagement. This isn't about being perfect. No one is. It's about intentionality, about making conscious choices about where to direct your energy and attention. It's about recognizing that you still have agency. You still have the power to shape your inner world, regardless of the external circumstances. Consider the metaphor of a seasoned ship. It's been through storms. It has dents and repairs. It's not the sleek, new vessel it once was. But a confident captain doesn't lament the dents. They don't gossip about other ships. They don't avoid the next voyage. They understand the ship's history has made it strong. They appreciate its seaworthiness now. They focus on the journey ahead, guided by experience and inner calm. The years have given these men perspective. They've seen enough to know what truly matters. The trivial often falls away. The important stands out in stark relief. This perspective makes it easier to let go of the small stuff, the petty grievances, the need to be right all the time, the fear of judgment. Still with me? Drop a yes in the comments to let me know you're tuned in. They understand that their worth isn't tied to external achievements or the opinions of others. It's intrinsic. It's in who they are, in the values they hold, in the way they treat others, in the quiet integrity they embody. This understanding is a powerful shield against the need for self-pity or the temptation to gossip. Their confidence comes from within. Avoiding these toxic habits isn't about becoming a different person. It's about becoming more of the person you are meant to be, the person refined by life's journey, the person with wisdom to share, the person who is comfortable in their own skin. Think about the men in their 60s and beyond who seem most alive, most engaged. They are the ones who have shed the unnecessary baggage. They aren't weighed down by regret or resentment. They carry a certain lightness, a freedom. This freedom comes from letting go of the need to control everything, letting go of the need for external validation, letting go of the past's hold on the present. It's a process of surrender, not defeat. Surrender to the flow of life. It's important to remember that this is a continuous journey. There will be days when self-pity creeps in, moments of frustration that might tempt you towards gossip, situations you'd rather avoid. That's human. The difference is in the awareness. in recognizing the pattern and making the conscious choice to pivot, to choose the path of confidence and grace, the path of acceptance, the path of gratitude, the path of resilience, the path of constructive connection, the path of self-focus, the path of building, the path of facing reality, the path of truth, the path of presence. It takes practice. It takes patience. It takes self-compassion. You wouldn't expect a garden to thrive without tending, would you? Neither can your inner world. It requires conscious cultivation, weeding out the toxic habits and nurturing the healthy ones. What is one simple, gentle piece of actionable advice you can take from this? Start small. Choose one of these areas, self-pity, gossip, or avoidance, where you feel you might sometimes slip. Just one. And for the next week, simply become aware of it. Don't judge yourself. Just notice. When that thought of self-pity arises, just observe it without getting swept away. When the urge to gossip appears, notice it. When you feel yourself wanting to avoid something difficult, just recognize that feeling. Awareness is the first step to change. Just notice. Be present with the feeling. This stage of life holds immense potential. It can be a time of profound fulfillment, of deeper connections, of contributing your unique wisdom to the world. But to fully step into that potential, we must be willing to shed the old skin, to leave behind the habits that no longer serve us, the habits that dim our light. Confident men over 60 aren't superheroes. They are simply men who have learned the value of inner work. They understand that true strength isn't about never feeling vulnerable, but about choosing how to respond to those feelings. It's about continuing to grow, to learn, and to evolve, regardless of the number of years behind them. It's a beautiful thing to witness the confidence that comes with age, when it's built on a foundation of self-awareness and intentional living. It's a quiet power, a gentle strength, a beacon for others. Embrace the journey. Embrace the wisdom that comes with age, and consciously choose to leave behind the things that no longer serve the magnificent man you are becoming. You have so much to offer. Don't let toxic habits dim your light. Shine brightly. If this message resonated with you, and you'd like to explore more topics about living a fulfilling life at any age, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on this journey together.